The first time I was ever excluded from my school. If you're from America, then like suspended. Okay, before we start this story, guys, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button with that notification bell on right now. You never want to miss a video. Especially because I have some bangers planned for the next few days. Over the whole Christmas period. Hit the like button. I'm not going to set a goal, surprise. Smash the like button if you enjoy the content. It really helps me out. And after watching this whole video, leave me a comment what I should have done and if you've ever been excluded, because this story is kind of an emotional one. Let's get on with the story. Okay, so there's one thing that I don't actually like admitting about my childhood, and that is that I really just wasn't a great kid. I was always getting into, stupid things. I was naughty. I'd have a go at teachers. I've had fights. I have done a lot of things that are bad, and I don't like admitting it because I feel like I'm just completely changed now and I'm just not the kid that I used to be. For some reason, I was just a really angry kid. For no reason. Like, I had a perfect family. My mum and my dad were together. I didn't have a reason to be angry. The only thing I had is that I had bad eyesight, which I guess made me lash out, but not really. I don't know. I was just an idiot that thought I was like God and couldn't be told off. But as I found out, and as you'll find out, I could. And this is also like the first time I've been excluded from like 5 schools, and I was even meant to go to like I don't know how to explain it, one of those like bad boy schools, where you're a bad kid and you have to go to like a special school. The one in my area, I kid you not, it's called Sunny Beach. Which makes it sound happy, but if you go there, you're probably going to get, I obviously can't say it, but Okay, but let's get on with it. The first time I was ever excluded. So this was in year 8. And again, most of the things that I did were in year 8. I genuinely believe this is the most pointless year. And by the way, even though I got excluded like 5 times, I mean, I got A's in my A-levels. But anyway, you'll find out. But I guess I had calmed down by then. I was naughty from like year 7 until like year 10 or so. GCSEs I took seriously and did well. Yeah, all the exam periods I did really well. Anyway, enough jibber jabber. I'm just trying to motivate you. Revise! Exclusion. Okay. What happened? Why did I get excluded? Yeah, here we go. So the school I was at was like the first school I ever been to, the most close one in my area. It was literally like a 5-minute drive, 10-minute bike, and all of my friends were. I had tons of friends there. It was awesome. Honestly, it was really fun. But unfortunately, this school isn't a good school, and it's known in my area as a bad school. And this school is like right next to a Tesco's, which doesn't really make sense, but basically it will in a second, okay? So this school is that bad that there is a security guard there in Tesco's every single day after school, and you literally, if you're from this school and you wear the school uniform, there is not allowed more than, I think it's 1, maybe 2 people of that uniform in this shop, because that's how many times they've been robbed, like shoplifted and stuff. That's how bad the school is, and I was one of those kids, which was one of the worst. Honestly, I was probably one of the worst I got excluded. I think I was the worst year 8. So like I was saying, in year 8, I was a dumb kid, and I would do stupid things for attention to try and, please people, make people laugh. Honestly, just don't be like this in any way. But anyway, so one day I go into school, and when you think you're really cool, so you carry around like stupid things, you would have like stolen a cigarette from your dad, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm so cool because I have a cigarette. Even though you don't smoke and you would never do it because you know that it's just awful and you don't want to destroy your lungs. Yeah, I was that kid. So I literally had like so many dumb things in my bag. I had a lighter in my bag. I had like a cigarette. I had a spoon. Don't ask. I had a literal spoon. A metal spoon in case I got into danger. I didn't want to carry a weapon, so I just had a spoon. And that's literally what I was. In case I got into a fight with someone, I had a metal spoon. I was so intimidating.
Don't make me use this. Oh my gosh, he's got a spoon!
At this point, I was like 5'2". I was tiny. I obviously grew a lot when I got older, but at this point, I was a midget. Just a really angry midget. Okay, so one day we had a fire alarm. And if any of you live in England, you know the fire alarm drills are literally the worst thing in the world. They're so annoying, so boring, so pointless. Basically, if you're from America and you don't know what I'm on about, or you just don't have them for some reason, a fire alarm test is where, one of the staff members ring the fire alarm for no reason to just make sure the fire alarm works, I guess. Everyone has to storm out of the class and you go to the field or wherever your sort of safe zone is. Mine was a giant field. There's a giant field behind my school. Everyone ran to the field and you'd line up in your classes and stuff, and then you'd get called out and, registered and everything, so then you're there. Well, one of these alarms went off in the day, and I was tired. It was a Monday, I was tired, I didn't want to do it. So anyway, we run out. I have to do it, obviously, because I'm in the classroom and the teacher says, if you don't leave, I'm gonna freaking do stuff to you. Yeah. So I obviously have to leave. We go onto the back field, we line up in the classes, and then the teacher calls out our names, and I'm like, yeah, here. And then that is what happens. This honestly really annoyed me. I was so frustrated at this point in time because I just didn't want to move. I was really tired and I wanted to sleep on my desk. The year 8 idiot inside of me thought it would be a smart idea to get revenge on the school and the teachers. Yeah, honestly, I'm such an idiot. So I had a great idea. I obviously had the lighter in my backpack. I was going to start a real fire, but nothing serious that was going to like blow the school up or anything. Just a dumb little fire that was gonna, cause some attention and maybe the fire alarm to go off. So I did it where there is no cameras. In the bathroom. There was never cameras in the bathroom. If there is cameras in the bathroom in your school, then you need to talk to the head principal because that is disgusting. So I get back in from the fire drill and then it gets to lunchtime. Literally the whole day goes past. Nothing happens. I'm just plotting what I'm gonna do. So I grab loads of paper from the classroom, the printers stuff. I grab tons of paper, which probably should have been weird in the first place. But anyway, I grab all this paper. I run into the bathroom. I wait because there was actually someone in there going for a toilet. So I just had to like subtly just sort of, pretend I was looking in the mirror doing my hair, even though I had really short hair at the time and it was already done. So I'm sat there with this paper in my hand as well. So if that guy came out and was like, yo, what are you doing? I was like, I'm just...
just hanging out with the paper, bro.
So the guy comes out, luckily didn't say anything, goes out of the toilet. But it already mean I had like a witness. There was already someone that knew I was in the toilet at this point. So it was already going downhill. And I do it. I go into the toilet. Well, I'm already in the toilet. I put the paper down. I grab my lighter out my bag. And I light the fire. I light the paper on fire and it just all flames up. Yep, this is where things just went wrong. So as the fire is, lighting up, starting the fire alarm goes off, which I didn't even realise was in the bathroom. So it instantly goes off and I start freaking out because I know I've already made an oopsie because the fire's getting kind of big. So the fire rises and obviously the fire alarm went and it was lunchtime. So everyone at lunchtime, which is meant to be time off, runs out into the field again to get registered by the teachers. I even destroyed their lunch break. That's how smart this was. And obviously, if you don't know a fire alarm, it tells you exactly where the fire is. So the head principal and 2 pastoral teams run into the bathroom that obviously the paper was on fire. They put it out. I was obviously on the field already. I ran. And I get on the field and then we have an assembly. A whole school assembly. That basically the teachers the head principal comes out and he's like, yo, someone did this on purpose, own up right now, or we're gonna be here for the next week. So everyone is sat there, and this goddamn kid, the freaking kid that saw me, that went to the toilet, came out, honestly hate this kid. I would have got away with it. They probably would have just used the CCTV, but anyway, of me coming out of the toilet. But he obviously knew that it was me. He knew where the fire was because the teacher told us, and he just completely ratted me out and said, it's that kid right there. And the kid was I think he was in year 11, so he was like a good boy. They obviously confirm it. They used the CCTV anyway, so they would have found out. The head principal sort of calls me into his room, his little office, and then he rings my parents. They come down, so it's me, my dad, and my mum all sat in the same room of the head principal. And he literally just straight out tells me, obviously explains what I did to my parents first, and they look at me like they just want to put me up for adoption, honestly. And I don't blame them. But anyway, they look at me straight in the eye, tell me they're really disappointed, which is the worst thing to hear from your parents. Genuinely, it sucks. The head teacher tells me that I'm going on a 3-month exclusion. 3 months! Freaking insane. That's like a quarter of a year, man. He excluded me for 3 months, so I was doing nothing for 3 months. I had to get homeschooled. My mum got a teacher in to homeschool me for 3 months so I didn't fall behind. And then 3 months later, I went back. Oh, and the head principal obviously told me, yo, if you do it ever again, you're getting permanently excluded from the school. Which is what happened the second time I did something. But that's for another story. If you want that story, like exclusion part 2, something like that, comment it and I'll make it. Obviously, I'm making the KFC video part 2 right now, so yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole story. I got excluded for setting my my school bathroom on fire. But I hope everyone did enjoy this video. I know it's been a bit of a different one, bit of a more cynical, depressing one just before Christmas, but I promise I have some banging, and I honestly mean banging, Christmas video coming up for you guys. It's going to be sick. It's going to be a Christmas themed story, but there's going to be something to it. I promise you don't want to miss that. 24th of December, get ready. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you did enjoy. I love you all. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.